If you're making a guard on NBA 2K24, you've come to the right place. I was invited to NBA 2K24's community where I played the game for 9 hours straight. And I would say like 90% of this time I spent in the builder lab. And you guys know that I play guard, so I was laser focused looking at different guard builds. And today, I'm going to show you guys 4 to 5 different guard builds that I like the most from the NBA 2K24 My Player Builder. I'm going to be going over what the best heights are, what 3-point rating you should go for, what ball handle rating you should go for, and what badge you should be looking to get. The builder is very difficult this year. It's very balanced. It's hard to get everything. So instead of you guys stressing over what ratings you should have each attribute at, I did the work for you. 90% of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you're one of those people, make sure to click the red subscribe button and drop a like if you guys want to see my center, lock, or ISO builds, because if this video goes crazy, I'll be dropping those within the next few days. Without further ado, we got a quick word from today's sponsor, and then we're jumping into the My Player Builder. Guys, I'm starting a fantasy basketball league on Underdog Fantasy. If you want to enter, hear me out. So we can see down here, we got the NBA 2023 season. I could do a 3-person league, a 6-person league, or a 10-person league. And here's what we're going to do. Sign up using code SOLO. It'll double your first deposit. So if you deposit $10, they'll give you 20 on the app. Once you do that, DM me either on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll add you to a group chat. I will click on one of these and then click create private draft, and bang, that's how we're going to get our draft going. I'll send you the link. Or if you guys are just interested in drafting in the public draft, they have, you know, fantasy football for 15 million in prizes. I already have like 10 teams entered in that. Of course, the NBA season's right around the corner, so you guys could get on some of these NBA pick'ems, especially before they change some of these lines. I think this Tatum number is a little too low. Like, I'm taking the higher in this every time. So try to get in on this before they bump this number up. Once again, use code SOLO. There'll be a link in the description. Okay, so jumping into the first guard build that I created, something that I want to let you guys know is that I'm doing this in chronological order. So this was the first guard build that I created at Community Day. I want to show you guys what I was testing, you know, seeing what I can really do. How high of a 3-point can I get? How high of a ball handle can I get? That type of stuff. Now, if you start off looking at this screen, you can use NBA player templates if you want, but let's be honest, we're not doing that. Like, if you're a bot, okay, let me chill on the bots. But if you're a bot, maybe you'll go ahead and do that. If you're more of a casual player, maybe you could do that. It's a lot easier. But you guys can see, we're just going to start off with a simple 6'1" minimum weight, which is 160, minimum wingspan, which is of course 6'1". So I get in there right away. I put my 3-point to 99. Now, if you guys can't tell, this build will be for those stage guards, you know, those short guards that only want to 3-hunt. They want to dribble fast. They don't really care about defense because there's going to be a lockdown on their team that's going to guard ball for them. You know what I'm saying? They're going to guard corner on defense. Now, with this 99 3-point rating, we're going to get Hall of Fame limitless range. This year, you need a 99 3-point rating for Hall of Fame limitless range. This will also give us pretty much every shooting badge. I think I'll get every single shooting badge, at least that correlates to 3-point shot, which is, you know, pretty much the good shooting badges on Hall of Fame. So that is very good. Something else you guys got to know, a lot of the badges are very hard to get this year. Like, you need to have a really high rating to get badges. For example, you need an 87 pass accuracy to get bailout on bronze. Like, that's just one example. Badges are going to be tough to get. You can't get pretty much all the badges on your builds this year. You kind of just gotta pick your poison. So after we upgraded our shooting, I went to the ball handle. I gave us a 92 ball handle to get speed booster, which is going to be basically like quick first step. This is going to be a crucial badge for playmaking, so you guys definitely want to look at speed booster. That badge is going to be insane. 95 ball handle to get on Hall of Fame, but that's not it. You also need an 86 speed or an 87 excel, and you also need an 83 speed of ball. So just for one badge, you need to have like 3 or 4 different attributes pretty high. So yeah, this builder is complex, this builder is complicated, and I had to test it all out. Of course, we went down and got a 99 stamina. Usually I would go with like 95 in years past, but this year there's going to be no gym rat badge. So the gym rat badge used to give you plus 40 your physicals. I'm pretty sure I heard that's not in the game. So I went with a 99 stamina because if we're a small guard, you know, we want to be as fast as possible. We don't want to run out of stamina, of course. I also put my pass accuracy to an 80 in order to get the Steph Curry or Trae Young pass style. If you guys played Next Gen last year, you know how important pass styles are, and I wanted to get at least some of them. I feel like the Curry one should be pretty good. Go with no pass accuracy, you're going to be throwing passes so slow, and you're just going to get all of them intercepted. And I mean, we're trying to run the 1 on the 3s, maybe the comp stage, maybe pro-am. That's what this build kind of is for. And again, this is kind of more of a test build. I was just kind of looking at, you know, what can you really get in the builder this year. Eventually, I went to my speed with ball, and I put this at an 83 so that you guys can see we do get the gold speed booster badge, which, like I said, is going to be crucial. I went up to the finishing, and I got a 73 driver dunk, which I eventually lowered to 70 to try and finesse a couple badges, but I kind of realized this is going to be too hard. Like, in order to get fearless finisher, it requires me to have a 55 strength, and I'm already pretty much maxed out in this build, so I'm not going to be able to do it. Also, bulldozer, that is a badge that correlates to strength. Obviously, on this build, we're not going to be able to get it because we need a 74 strength to get bulldozer on bronze. Sub up and turn on notice because I'm going to be dropping a complete video on the best badges, including bulldozer, coming in a few days, and you're not going to want to miss it. That badge is literally insane. And matter of fact, to help you guys make some of your builds, let me pop up some of the badge requirements for the My Player Builder. One of the 2K employees literally tweeted out this sheet, so shout out to Zach Timmerman. We had sheets like these at Community Day, but they were not final, so they did end up changing a few of them. They made bulldozer easier to get. Now you only need a 74 strength for bronze, which is what I said. I think at Community Day it was a lot higher. But yeah, screenshot these, come back to this video or whatever, because this is the complete list for what attribute you need on what level in order to get what badge. To finish off the build, I ended up putting the rest on excel and free throw, and I completed the build. And you guys can see we get shades of Steve Nash, Trae Young, Darius Garland, and we built a 3-point shot hunter. In NBA 2K24, there's a ton of new names when it comes to the builds, and also something I will say is you're gonna know what your opponent had. Like, if you look at your opponent's build and you see 3-point shot hunter, you know what they're gonna be doing, because you saw my build, bro. 99 3-point. I got a pretty high ball handle. I'm really just hunting threes on this build. I do have some finishing though, but with a 99 3-point, you're gonna get a build like this 3-point shot hunter. Would I really recommend that last build to y'all? Probably not. The build that I would probably go with is this one. Again, we're gonna go 6'1", minimum weight, minimum wingspan, so 6'1" on the wingspan. This is, in my opinion, probably a better version of that last build. With that last build, we're just kind of testing things out, you know, seeing what we can get. And now the point of this build is going to be to get a really high 3-point shot. So we come in the builder out the gate, go 99 3-point, and the main thing with this build, Hall of Fame speed booster. In order to get that, you need a 95 ball handle, you need a 91 speed of ball, and a 93 speed. That's crazy, bro. Just think about that for a second. That's 3 stats all in the 90s. That's gonna cost so much in the builder. And if you think about it, like if you're trying to make a comp stage 3s builder, a pro-am build, you're probably gonna want Hall of Fame speed booster if you're running the one. You know what I'm saying? You don't really need defense. You'll have locks on your team. You're gonna want as high of dribbling as you can get and as high as shooting as you can get. But as you guys will see here, you cannot get a 99 3-point, which gives you Hall of Fame limitless, and a 95 ball handle with all those other attributes you need for Hall of Fame speed booster. So you cannot get Hall of Fame limitless and Hall of Fame speed booster on the same build. Unless I was doing something wrong, it looks like it's impossible to get, which is low-key crazy. I couldn't get my speed all the way up to a 93. The build was maxing out, so I ended up having to drop my 3-point down a little bit so that I could get Hall of Fame speed booster. Let me know in the comments, which badge do you think is more important? Do you think Hall of Fame limitless is more important or Hall of Fame speed booster? Like, if you had to put one on gold, which one would you pick? I think I would go Hall of Fame speed booster with gold limitless, just because I feel like if you got a 97-3 or whatever, 96-3, like that's high enough. But I think that Hall of Fame speed booster is really gonna make a difference. Then after I got my gold limitless with my Hall of Fame speed booster, I was hit with a little question. What should I do next to finish off the build? Should I go with some more excel? Should I go with an 80 pass accuracy, which I was looking at? Or should I go with an 87 pass accuracy to get bailout? Because this year, bailout bronze, you need an 87 pass accuracy. A lot of people were complaining about bailout in previous years because you're just getting these unnatural pass out animations. You know, they said make it harder to get, and 2K did that, bro. 2K does listen. I'll give them that. I go down to the physicals and I end up going with a 95 stamina. Low key, probably should have went with 99. I think it was just out of habit. I went with a 95, and then I went to an 84 excel, and I finished it off with an 80 free throw. Now, like I said, I'm just testing things down in this builder. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all when and where I messed up, and I think that I did mess up. Like, bro, if this was a video like a week from now, 2 weeks from now, when I was on the game, bro, I would go in and change these things. But I played this game at Community Day like what, over a week ago? So let me tell y'all, I would have dropped the pass accuracy down from an 85 to an 80 to get the Steph Curry pass style. Also Trae Young, I don't know which one's gonna be better. I think Curry will be better though. I feel like there's not much of a point to go 85 pass accuracy, so I'm not completely sure why I did that on this build. Also, the 3-point is at a 97. I would drop that down to a 96 because you guys know when you get mad high in the attributes and you start getting close to 99, that is so expensive. So just dropping from a 97 to a 96.3 would free up so many attribute points for us. And the reason I'm doing that is because you get gold gold limitless at a 96 3-point. So I'm not too sure why I didn't drop it down when I was creating this build. The only badge we would lose from going 97 to 96 is blinders from Hall of Fame to gold. And I don't think that I really need Hall of Fame blinders. So if I did drop the pass accuracy and the 3-point down a little bit, then I get hit with another question. What should I upgrade? I probably would have put my stamina to 99, and I think I would have put my excel up because again, on this build, we have Hall of Fame speed booster. We're gonna have gold limitless with a 96 3-point shot. We gotta be quick though, and I'm not too sure because, you know, I didn't really play park. I wasn't able to test, you know, how important is excel, how important is speed. I know they're gonna matter a lot this year, same with speed of ball, but I don't know for sure. But I probably would have upgraded my acceleration a little bit higher, or if you want to go the route of driving young, that is something you could consider too. I don't think you're gonna be able to get like posterizer or like any crazy badges, but I think you could probably get around a 70 driving young. Maybe it would be lower, I'm not too sure. But that's something you could consider on this build as well. But the main point that I want to make when I'm talking about this build is you cannot get Hall of Fame limitless and Hall of Fame speed booster on the same build. I would 100% confirm that, but I mean, I guess there's a chance that I'm just dumb and I don't see where I went wrong, and maybe it is possible to get that. Even if it is possible to get that though, your build would probably be really bad, so I don't know if it's worth it. Like, you probably wouldn't be able to get like speed or excel or stamina, you know what I'm saying? The badges are overall pretty solid on this build. We get 12 different Hall of Fame badges and we get 14 gold badges. If y'all don't know how the new badge system works, go ahead and watch my player builder full breakdown video. Basically, if any of the badges in the builder light up, you get those all on bronze off rip, and the more you use them, the more they get upgraded. But if you stop using them, let's say you have limitless range and you stop shooting limitless range threes, you're gonna lose that badge. It's gonna go all the way back down to bronze. I think that these 6-1s will probably be the meta when it comes to stage, when it comes to Pro-Am 5v5, you know, talking about the one and stuff like that. And as I complete the build, you guys will see we get shades of Steve Nash, Trae Young, and Stephen Curry. And of course, we have built a 3-point shot hunter. I think with a lot of these builds that have like a 96 plus 3-point, you're just gonna get the name 3-point shot hunter. Again, the builder is very descriptive when it comes to these build names. Like, it's accurate. If you can shoot that good from 3, I think that they're just gonna give you that build name. Now I got y'all with some gameplay. As you guys know, once you create your build, you can go ahead and test your build in either a 3v3 or a 5v5 setting. And I don't know if I even have badges on in this, but you could just tell from the gameplay, like you can just see some of the dribbling, you know what I'm saying? Just, it was hard to score on the AIs, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm taking like a smothered layup right there. But against real people, bro, you could see from the movement, like I'll be able to get open. The dribbling, let's be honest, bro, the dribbling looks pretty good. And again, I just want to show y'all some gameplay because pretty much all you have seen up to this point right here, we're gonna go behind the screen, midi green, but all y'all have seen up to this point is like quick play. You've seen my player builder, like a lot of build stuff, but not much, you know, park type of gameplay. And y'all see I'm going crazy with the dribbling. We go behind the screen, left wing for 3, bang. So I was locked in, and the main thing that I'm really looking at here is the dribbling. Again, kind of hard to score on AIs, but you see me move in misdirection. Oh my god, like I see the potential with this game, bro, right there. Oh my god, behind the screen. What type of contest was that? Trae Young, like I know he's small, but what type of contest is this? That's gotta be something, you know what I'm saying? That's gotta be something. And I'm just excited to see how this build plays when I actually have like all Hall of Fame badges or whatever, because again, am I using badges in this mode? I don't know. I don't know if they're on. Trae Young's gonna foul me. Let me know in the comments, like, how do y'all feel about this gameplay? Like, do you see the potential with it? Because again, I'm using default SIGs in here, you know what I'm saying? I can't change my SIGs, and I feel like I'm moving pretty good. You know, the momentum spam's there, the misdirection behind the back. There's actually some really solid behind the backs in the game. Like right there, you saw I just did a nice behind the back. It might have been the Curry one actually, but yeah, I mean, the gameplay's looking pretty good. Let's hop into these next builds. Let's talk about some taller guard builds. Okay, now we're getting into the builds that I will probably be making on day one. We got the 6'4" build. So right here, I wanted to look at some other heights. I wanted to look at some taller heights and possibly look into some builds that, you know, have a high 3 and a high ball handle, but also have a solid dunk or even some defense. I kind of wanted to test out a taller build because, you know, if you go 6'1" minimum wingspan, you really shouldn't have much defense. Like, what are you really stopping with a 6'1" minimum wingspan? You're literally a T-Rex. So I wanted to go 6'4" because I'll be playing 2s. So this is more of a well-rounded type of build. So we go 6'4", 175 pounds with a 6'6" wingspan. The reason that I'm going 6'4", and you guys might be wondering, well, why not go 6'5"? Why not go 6'6"? If you go above 6'4", so if you go 6'5" or above, you start to get different dribble moves. There are small guard dribble moves, and you have to be 6'4" or under, and I wanted to hit that threshold because a lot of those dribble moves are better. So immediately when I jump into the attribute screen, I go down to my physicals and I put my stamina up to a 95. Again, when I actually make my day one build, build, I'll probably go 99 stamina. So if y'all are copying this build down, probably go 99. But even if you do go 95, like that's still really solid. So it's up to you, honestly. But I usually try to get 99, but I get the +4 from gym rat in years past. But this year, there's no gym rat badge, like I said earlier. And next up, I go to my shooting, and I gave myself a 97 3-point, which gets most of the shooting badges on Hall of Fame. Once again, I probably should have went 96. As I said earlier, going from 97 to 96, you only lose Blinders Hall of Fame. And the reason I'm going 96 is because you get gold limitless at 96. You get Hall of Fame at 99, but I mean, that's just too tough to get. It's just too expensive, and I don't even think I can get it on this build. I don't know. It looks like the bar is full at 97. Yeah. Next up, I go to my finishing. Like I said, I wanted to see what kind of a driver dunk can I get on a build like this. So we go to the finishing. I get a 73 driver dunk. Then I go down to the vertical and get a 70 vertical. That gives us bronze posterizer, as you guys can see on the right. But I didn't stop there. I went back to the finishing, got us an 86 driver dunk, went back to the physicals, put a 75 vertical on. That gave us a silver posterizer. Going for gold to be a little bit too crazy, so we didn't do that. Next up, I went to the playmaking. I didn't jump straight up to say a 95 ball handle to get gold speed booster right away. I kind of was looking more at the badges. I started off with a 92 ball handle. I saw you get gold unpluckable at a 92, so I did that. And then I also saw for gold handles for days, you need a 96 stam. So I recommend to y'all at least go 96 stamina. 96 to 99, somewhere in that range for your stamina. Stamina is also not an expensive attribute in the builder. It's pretty, you know, cheap. So you can get it pretty high without having to spend, you know, too many attribute points or too many overall points, whatever you want to call it. Next up, I went back to the finishing and I was looking at some badges. I saw Fearless Finisher, which is always a pretty good badge, but you need a 55 strength to get that on bronze. My build, this build right here, can only get a 54. As I've said many times in my videos, if you've watched any of my 2K24 videos, I think finishing is going to be very OP. So it's going to be pretty important to try and get as much finishing as you can get, and also to look at those badges because you want to get them at least bronze, because as you guys know, you start off with all of your badges immediately on bronze. You cannot lose them. But like for those 6 ones I showed earlier, it's going to be kind of hard to get dunking and stuff like that. I feel like with those 6 ones, you just pretty much want to go all in on shooting and dribbling. But for this 6'4", I'm trying to make it as well-rounded as possible, because with a 6'4", you can actually probably get some stops on defense. So next up, I went down to my defense and I got a 75 perimeter defense, which gave us bronze clamps. We also got challenger and a few other badges on the right, you guys can see. Then I looked at steel, and maybe I'm getting a little too greedy. I put my steel at a 72 for bronze glove. Then I started upgrading speed for speed booster, because you guys know you need speed, you need speed of ball, you need a ton of things to get the speed booster badge. And I realized that I probably am not going to be able to have steel if I want speed booster, which I don't know. You guys let me know. Would you rather have speed booster on a high level, or would you rather have steel? I think speed booster is just so important for guards, so I had to end up lowering my steel back down. Then I ended up putting on an 86 speed and an 83 speed of ball so that I could get gold speed booster. And then I started testing things out, because as you guys know, in this video, I was just testing out a ton of things when it comes to guards so that you guys don't have to. Because with most of these builds, I was just upgrading my speed more than my excel, but I was like, yo, what if I lower the speed and put the excel high for speed booster? Maybe that's cheaper, but I don't think it is. Also, something you guys need to know, speed is attached to speed of ball. Like, you know how when you upgrade one attribute in the builder, another one goes up with it? Speed is attached to speed of ball, so it just makes sense to, you know, have speed as the one that's really high. Like, what is it, a 90 at 3 I think you need? I think that's for Hall of Fame. 86 for gold. And then to finish off this build, I ended up upgrading my free throw. Okay, so here's what I think is the best build out of all of the builds in this video. This one is gonna be with no driving. So once again, we went 6'4", minimum weight. We went 6'6" on the wingspan. Immediately, I jump into the builder and I go with a 97 3-point. Once again, I probably should have went with 96. I don't know what I was thinking. If I could go back in time, I would have obviously changed that. Then next up, I went to the defense and we got a 75 perimeter defense, which gives us bronze clamps. I feel like if you're gonna go 6'4", you might as well have some defense, or you might as well have some finishing. If you don't want defense or finishing, then you might as well just go 6'1" and go all in on shooting and playmaking. Like I said earlier, that 75 perimeter D will give us bronze clamps. Then next up, I went down to the physicals and I got an 82 excel and then an 82 speed. Then I went up to the playmaking. I gave myself a 92 ball handle and an 83 speed of ball. I went back down to the physicals and I gave myself an 86 speed, bumped it up by 4 to get a gold speed booster. Of course, if you're making a small guard like 6'4" or under, I think you need at least gold speed booster. Then I went to the playmaking, gave myself 85 pass accuracy. Once again, I think I should have probably went with 80, because at 80 you get the Steph Curry pass style. I think I was going 85 to get crazier pass styles. I think you get like Magic Johnson. I think there's another one, but I don't know if that's necessary. I don't know how crazy those pass styles really are, and if it's worth it to go all the way to 85 for them, because you don't really get any better badges at 85 compared to 80 pass accuracy. Then I went down to the physicals and got a 96 stamina. Once again, that is for gold handles for days. I went back to the defense and I was actually able to get a 72 steal on this build, which gives me bronze glove. It also gives me interceptor and right stick ripper. So pretty much much all the badges that correlate to steal. Then I went up to finishing and I bumped my driving layup up to a 74, which gave me gold giant slayer, which is actually pretty fire. Like, I did not expect to have too crazy finishing on this build, but gold giant slayer, that'll definitely help. Then I tried to get slithery, but I was one off. You need an 80 driving layup and I can only get to a 79. So I took that back down. Then I went to the perimeter defense, bumped that up one to get a 76, which gave me 94 feet on bronze. That's a new badge. Should be a pretty good badge this year. We'll have to see. I went back down to the physicals and I bumped my excel up to an 84. And then to finish off the build, I bumped my free throw up to a 74. Now, once again, I made some mistakes in this builder. Like, I wish I could go back in time, but I can't. Here are the changes that I would make. I would put my 3-point to a 96, so bump that down one. Then I'll get my pass accuracy, bump that down 5, put that at an 80, and possibly go lower on the steal. It depends on how you really want to make the build. You don't need the 72 steal, which of course gives you bronze glove, interceptor, right stick grip. But I want some defense on my build, so I did that, but it's up to you guys. What I would have done is probably increased my speed or excel, because again, we want to be as fast as possible, especially when dribbling. So I would probably upgrade my speed or excel a little bit more, and then possibly try to get some driving dunk. I don't know if it's worth it because you're probably not going to get the craziest of badges, but say if you do want to take off steal, go a little weaker on the defense just to get some driving dunk and make the build more well-rounded. That's something that you should probably look into. And then as I confirm the build, you guys can see we get shades of Steve Nash, Trae Young, Stephen Curry, and we have built a 3-point shot hunter. Once again, I think pretty much any build that you have like above like a 95, 96 3 is just going to be called a 3-point shot hunter. Also, I think it was just the community day version of the game, but like a lot of the shades were just the same on all builds. Like if you made a guard, you were probably going to get compared to like Steve Nash or Steph Curry, maybe Trae Young. But I think on the actual game, there should be more shades. Maybe I'm wrong though. Now jumping into the gameplay with my 6'4", and I'm not gonna lie, I think this might be the build that I go with, of course with the changes that I said before. But look at me, snatch back for damn, you know what I'm saying? I was a little 50, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard to score on the AIs. I talked about this earlier, but the dribbling, that's the main thing that I was kind of excited for in here. You know, I could really combo up. Of course, got like default 6 on, but oh my god, that layup was crazy. Look at me, snatch back, go right by Trae Young for the easy green layup. But yeah, bro, look at me move. Like, you could tell from the dribble moves in this mode that there's potential when it comes to dribbling, and I'm just fading from like the hash. Oh my god, we got a 97 3-point for a reason. I think this game has some potential, man. I think it does. Like, a lot of people are like, yo, the dribbling looks slow, the dribbling looks pretty bad. But bro, when you play the game, and some of you guys have probably played the game by now, but I'm posting this before the game comes out because I played a community day, it's very smooth. Like, it's very smooth, it's very responsive, and I just made a layup over Trae Young and LeBron, bro. Like, that's crazy. I don't even know if I have on badges in this mode because I don't think it tells you. And bro, oh my, I'm making another layup. What's our layup? A 74 in this build? I don't know, bro. I'm hitting some crazy stuff in here. I'm hitting some crazy stuff. You see me comboing up though, like the momentum span, the behind the back. I'm not gonna lie, the moving behind the back when you're running down the court is glitchy, bro. Right here, I'm just shooting some nut shit because again, I'm boxed up by AIs. Like, if there's a real defender or a real person, bro, I'm getting by you. I'm getting, like, you're not keeping up with my moves. But the AIs, like, they just literally just stand in front of you and just follow your moves like they're prime Kawhi or something. But right here, I hit Kristaps. Kristaps gonna throw it back over to me. I call for a screen, and then we fade in the midi. And that is green. Is too easy. But yeah, we got a few more clips here. You see Trae Young with a takeover. I think that's what playmaking takeover looks like this year. So you just saw me do the behind the back. Rewind it if you need to see it, but that behind the back is fire when you're running down the court. But yeah, these are my guard builds. I might make an updated version like the day that the game drops and post that because I'm not too sure. Like, bro, I think I might want to tweak a few things. Like I said, I mentioned my changes earlier in the video. I posted a ton of videos this week and I'm not stopping soon. If you guys want to see my center builds, my lock builds, or my ISO builds, sub up, turn on noties, check my channel. I might have already posted them. And click this video on the screen. If you like this video, you'll probably like the one on your screen even more.